Okay, now I just entered 2 trades. The reason being, there's really no push to the upside. Okay, so I'm putting in my stop losses. And we're going to watch this. We're going to see how we do. I believe price is going to go down. Obviously, I'm in 2 short trades. We have our stop losses set, and I will be back. We had the 8:15 ADP news. Let's see what the outcome was of the news. Okay, we had less employed than what was expected. Now, it could be a contradiction. A lot of times there's a contradiction with the way price goes. Doesn't necessarily follow the numbers. So we're going to look at price action. We always look at price action to make our decisions. We're going to keep an eye on this. I'll be back. I forgot to start off the video by saying it's March 31st, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're in 2 trades. We're down $23, which is 2.3 pips on the GU. We are negative 1.2 pips. Our spread is 1.4, so we're basically at break even. And on the EU, we're a little bit behind. The spread is 1.3, and we're 2.6 pips in the hole, but we're still within our moving averages. And on the GU, we close below our moving average. So let's hope it pulls back in here. If it breaks past here, we're in trouble. So let's take a look at what happens. I'm not really liking this stop loss too much because we have this area right in here. So I'm pulling it a little bit further away. But it's okay because our take profit is all the way down here at 64 pips. Let's see what happens with our price. We're only 5 pips in the hole. Very doable to come back from. This is the market just finding its rhythm. We'll call it that. It's finding its rhythm. I'll be back. Okay, as you saw, I just pulled those trades. It's 9:02. We're into the Wild West time now. We closed above our moving average on the GU and below here, but there's no commitment. Once I get some kind of commitment, then I'm going to reassess getting into a trade. As it stands, okay, we're up about 1 pip on the day, a little bit less. But we are in profit, and we're going to reassess and hopefully make some pips today. I'll be back. I'm back, traders. We just had a candle close, and our euro has closed back into our moving averages on the 15-minute, in the moving averages on the 5-minute, and above, it closed above on the 1-minute. We're testing this zone right here. If it breaks above this area, there might be some type of reaction here, and then it's going up to here, and up to here, and up to here, possibly reactions at every point. Or we could come right back down to here. But it looks like they've closed things up. I'm going to put a long order right here. Let's look on the GU. Look at this. We're still running up against pressure here. But we closed above our blue moving average price point. Good sign. Let's drop down here. On the 1-minute, we had a close above our moving averages. We're going to set an order right here. Okay, we are in our EU, obviously. And we have to put our stop loss in. Our stop loss goes down below here at 7 pips. We're not risking much. There's been no commitment. I'm watching some action around the board. How far away are we right now? Less than a pip away from our entry point. Oop, look, it might be coming down, taking us in. Oh, look at that. It kissed it. Okay, that's enough for me. I'm going to delete that order. I'm going long. Our stop loss is going down here because if they come past this point right here, we don't want to be in this trade. And our take profit is going to be way up here, right by our price points, just a little bit below. Let's go for the gold. Let's measure this. 113 pips. We might make it. Let's see how it goes. I'll be back. I just closed the two trades for 7 pips of profit between the two, a little bit over. We're going to grab profit where we can. Price is not giving us any kind of clear direction here. This candle with the long tail should have been an indication that price was going to continue long. But we're still not getting commitment. We're still fighting with this blue price point. And we're still struggling with this red one on our EU. And if you take a look at the 1 minute chart, we've had a lot of sideways action on both of these pairs. And of course, here it goes. Even if it breaks, it most likely will come back down and test this area. If it does, I will get back in at that point. The same with this. If we get a break above and a close above, it's most likely going to come back down and test the red price point. If and when it does do that, I will probably enter a trade. I will be back. Let's take a quick assessment of what has transpired so far. We had a break above our red moving average price point, which tested this area here and closed below our red price point. On the day chart, take a look where price is, testing all these areas where it's been before. So are we going to have a break that continues long, or is it going to go short? This is a decision area here. We're not sure what's happening. We're keeping an eye on our price points and on price action. Let's take a look at the GU. GU is testing the high of day. We should have stayed in these trades. We did not know what was going to happen. But we had a close below yesterday's high of day. Very good chance they could come back and test this area again before going long. They're probably going to do a false break of the high here and come back. As a matter of fact, because I know that they typically do it, boom, we are in short. We're going to put our stop just a little bit away. Might come shooting up to here. Most likely going to come back to here. Because we are in the same situation right here. We're at the high of yesterday. We're at the close of the day before. The close of the day before that. Obviously, this is an area of resistance. I'm willing to risk a little bit because I think it's going to come back. Let's see what happens with this trade. I will be back. We're down on the 1 minute on the Euro-US chart. Price has come up and tested this area, taking out these stops, and is rejecting. It is pulling away. Look at how we have no commitment. Once again, we're stuck right in the same area. GU, we're not looking so great. But it's still, it hasn't committed yet. I see I put this in the wrong spot though, our stop loss. We're going to go a little bit higher. We're still well within our risk to reward. I just don't want to put my stop in the wrong place. And price is going to come up and hit it and go short. That happens. This is the Forex market. All right, so we're still looking good on this. The EU, still working this area here. Very little commitment today. I mean, of course, I wish that was in our favor, but it will be. We're at the 5 minute mark. See, we're still working this area. Are we going to get a false break high and then a pull back? Pound is still messing with us, but we have very little commitment around the board. Still testing this area on the AU. UC seems to be moving today. Where are we with our price points? It's probably going to test these lows before pulling back. I'm going to put a buy limit order right here on all of these. This way, if it hits this area, very good chance it's going to react. AU still stuck. Let's get in it. All right, we're multiple trades. We don't have big stop losses, so we should be okay. I mean, we're definitely within our risk assessment. And right now we're 9 pips down. Could be worse, could be better. I'll be back. Okay, we had a close below our red price point, and that's a good indication. But like I said, we're scalping today. There's very little commitment to this market. We closed below the AU as well, but right here on top of the break. Until we come back into this area, I'm not thinking it's going short. And on our UC, we were right to get into this trade. If you recall, we got in down here on a break of the lows, and we have pulled away. We made about 11 pips on this move, but we're getting caught up over here. We're going to continue assessing. Chances are price might still come down. We've already got 92 pips today. Doubtful it's going to continue down. There should be some kind of US strength. At least that's what I'm hoping for. I still have my EU orders set here. And on our pound, we're setting a sell limit about 20 pips away from price. Okay, we're not getting overly aggressive today. I will be back. Look what's going on, traders. Count the breaks. 1, 2, 3. Will it come up to our sell limit order? Looks like it might. I'm going to keep an eye on this. I will let you know what happens. Our Euro US dollar trade just triggered. We're in a short trade now. And right now, it's working this area. If it comes up above this area, I don't know if I want to stay in this, but we have our stop loss up higher. My anticipation is it's coming back down to here. 43 pips. We will see what happens. Let's take a look at the GU. 22.5. We're at 93, 94. So look, it's already pulling away. What did it do? Came to this low. Right here. If this pulls back into our range, we might consider getting into another short trade on the pound. Especially if it closes below our red price point. Right now we're testing the highs again. Let's see what happens. I'll be back. As you saw, I just pulled the trade for 4.5 pips, basically. This is what you do when the market is not being cooperative, as it has been for the past couple of days. There's been very little follow-through. When I say commitment of traders, that's what I mean. There's no follow-through. We're getting breaks. It's coming back. Break, back. Lurking in this area. Not knowing what it's going to do because we have two major price points here. GU. We're stuck in between two price points. This is a consolidation zone. Until we get below here, I'm not going short. So let's see what happens. Hopefully it pulls back in. We can make some more pips. But we're about 24 pips on the day, 25 pips. We're doing okay. I'll be back. Okay, traders, it's 12:17. And look what's happened. Like I said, there's no follow through. There's no commitment. We're at the highs again. Most likely price is going to drift up to where I have this order, maybe a little bit higher to this area where our trend line is. Before hopefully it's rejected, I have a sell limit order up here. Same thing on the EU. I have a sell limit at this point. And to get into this trade long, my stop loss needs to be even further away than where my take profit is for this to be safe. We could come to here, which is 14, 15 pips, roughly 16, so we avoid getting hit with the spread. But like I said, there's been no commitment. Are we starting to form a head and shoulders here on the 15-minute time chart? Let's look at the GU. Where's the excitement? Where's the push to go long? And the same with this too. Where would I put my stop loss? To go to this distance is only 17 pips. Our first safe spot for a stop loss is roughly 20 pips. Can't do it. But what I can do is I can anticipate price is going to go there and react. And if and when it does, I will let you know, and we're going to try to scalp a little bit more out of this market. Now, you may be wondering why I'm considering a sell limit here and here. The reason is the same. I can safely assess my risk with these trades. My stop loss is 15 pips away on the euro, and my expectation of price is to move another 55 pips short. The GU, I am risking 24 pips for the possibility of making 90. I am willing to take on this risk because my reward is 2 times greater than what I will be risking. But like I said, that's if it even gets here. We've had many days this week of very little price action for our session. So I'm going to set these orders. I'm going to check periodically, and I'll be back if and when we get into a trade. Talk with you later. Okay, traders, it's 2:53 p.m. and I'm calling it quits. Another dud of a day, but at least we've come out with 24.3 pips. Between multiple trades, we monitored our trades, and we were able to pull those pips out by taking little bites. We didn't make much. I mean, the highest trade that we got today was almost 10 pips on the US dollar CAD. Everything else was under 5 pips. Oh, my mistake. The euro, we made 5.5 pips. But we were in multiple trades. This is how you scalp. You take little bites. Little bites add up, especially in a market that's not moving. This candle is the beginning of the New York session. Unless you understand price action and know how to trade with price points, where was the opportunity? I explained to you my thinking about why I was getting into trades and why I was getting out of them. The British pound US dollar only moved 51 pips to its high. But like I said, where was the entry? A break above here, above the high. You could have gotten at most 14 pips if you knew to get out. Otherwise, it just came right back. We had no follow through. The euro dollar, same thing. This is our opening candle of the New York session. An opportunity to make 37 pips. Notice how price stopped and reacted at our price point because stops were taken out right here. Came back down to our price point, up to a price point, back down. There were trading opportunities if you know how to trade with price points. The Aussie US dollar. This is the beginning of the session. To this point, it's moved 35 pips. Please tell me, breakout trade maybe here? How many traders are going to grab 14 pips and not be reaching for more? The nearest safe spot for a stop loss, if you were trading this breakout, let me clarify before I go further. When I say safe spot for a stop loss, my inference is that it's a reasonable point to place one. Stop losses need to be strategically placed. Is right down here, 14 pips away. This only went 14 pips, right? Not even 14 pips. Very little opportunity today. US dollar CAD. Here's the opening of our session. Quick breakdown. There was news. Could have made 54 pips. That would have been a nice trade. Unfortunately, at the time, I was trying to teach you guys the euro US dollar and the pound US dollar. So the mover today was the dollar CAD. You have to watch all the pairs because we never know which currency is going to be the mover. Let's look at a couple of the Canadian crosses and see if they all moved. Big movement on the Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. And we had a nice move on the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. So apparently there was some CAD strength, at least for a bit. That, my fellow traders, is a lesson within itself. We need to be watching all the currencies to see which one is going to move. So not a bad day. We made over 20 pips. Would have liked more, but in a market where there's very little opportunity, we did well. And before I forget, here's another quick lesson. Don't forget to take your orders off. I wouldn't be surprised if these orders were triggered later on today and worked out, but I don't feel like watching it. I want to have a clear mind for the night. God bless. If you would like to learn how to trade using price points in conjunction with price action, go to www.pricepointtrading.com. If you enjoyed the video and learned something, please give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. And if you have any friends that trade, let them know about us. It is our goal to help traders level the playing field and make money with the market maker.